And welcome back to another Souls Day episode. And I'm glad you could join me. This is Souls Day 8, I think, and I'm really happy to have come this far, as it's etching me closer and closer to the end of the series. Well, still far, I won't lie, but it's better than starting from the beginning. And if you're joining me now, I'd like to say welcome to my channel, welcome to the Souls Day series, and I hope you enjoy the videos and the content that I have provided. You could watch those, and hopefully you'll continue this journey with me. But yeah, this is Souls Day 8, and this is just a little trick I use. Well, it backfired now, but generally if you want to farm these guys, of which I will, for souls, all you just need to do is attract their attention, then run to this little crevice. Most often than not, they have a poor map finding, and they'll run up the stairs instead of running straight at you. And just make sure you have a medium to large size shield. The small one can be a bit tricky, and then they'll just run over the shield over your head and fall off the cliff. And then you rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. You can get about 8,000 souls in a run. So yeah, I guess 10 runs will net you about 80,000 souls, and you can use that to upgrade your weapons and upgrade your armor, and of course level up your character. But back to the matter of hand. As we had started in the Souls Day 7 episode, we are talking about Darkroot Garden, Darkroot Basin, just the forest as a whole, and how I believe that this forest is modern day. Well, not modern day, but the future of Oolacile. After it has fallen, this is when Oolacile had fallen, and of course Oolacile is the past of the Darkroot Garden and the Darkroot Basin and the forest as a whole. That's generally what I've been talking to you guys about. If you'd missed my previous episode, I'd recommend you watch it, and you can hear my thoughts on what I believe the link between the two times is. But yeah, just a disclaimer, in this video I wasn't really playing seriously. I was recording, yes, but I didn't know if I would save the recording or not. But this was just me messing around, playing with Alvina's ring for getting summoned, to just check out my connection and see if the PvP is happening at a decent ping. So this video is really disjointed at times.
My advice true. Forget this. The legend of Artorias are none but a fabrication. Traversing the dark. 'Tis but a fairy tale.
It's funny how she doesn't believe that Artorias walked the abyss. Talk about this more after we hear what she has to say.
Nevertheless, I feel some liking for you. I'm Alvina of the Darkroot Wood. I command a clan of hunters who track down the defilers of the forest graves. What dost thou say? Wilt thou not join us? Oh, yes, I believe we would suit thee well. I am very glad. And now, let us establish a covenant.
And you establish a covenant with the cat, Alvina, and you join the Forest Hunter Covenant, which is really one of the most active covenants, I think, in terms of PvP activity. Kinda like it, but sometimes you have to hate it, as it can happen at any time. Does not matter what you are doing, to take you out of your game and send you to defend the forest.
Fend them off, sir. I beseech only this.
But as I was saying, she thinks that the tale of Artorias is a myth and a fabrication, that he did not walk the abyss. But yet she's the same person who tells you not to venture forth into the garden and not to defile his grave. Why such a large contradiction between her two speeches in the same dialogue? I don't know whether she's lying or she's genuinely fooled that Artorias did not traverse the abyss.
Such wretchedness.
I'm not too sure.
We tolerate.
Alvina. I guess more on her later then. But yeah, back to the topic. And that's Ulasil. Right. If you read the item description for the boulder armor and the boulder shield and the boulder side swords, or pretty much the set of the boulder knights, it says that well, not quoting, but what the item descriptions about Boulder say is that Boulder fell after an outbreak of the undead. They had like an outbreak of the undead, and that's when the kingdom of Boulder fell. I do not know whether the undead were directly the causes and they took over Boulder and Boulder fell, or an external event happened due to the outbreak of the undead in the Boulder region, and that caused Boulder to fall. But generally, why I talk to you guys about that is when you venture into Ulasil, you are told by Chester that the people of Ulasil were foolish enough to wake up Primeval Man, and Primeval Man being the father of the Abyss, Manus, and he was like, they were a fool to open the chasms to the Abyss. Whoever these people were, I guess the leaders or whoever had access to the key to the chasm of the Abyss, they were stupid enough to open it. Whether bargaining or hoping to bargain with Manus, he doesn't know. But now the Abyss had broken free. And when you enter Ulasil, there's not much talk about undead. No dialogue I came across mentioning any undead, unless I skipped it. If I did, please tell me. But anyway, there's no mention of the undead, and I guess after this outbreak of the lost, the humanity in the chasm was spreading, darkness was spreading, and maybe this is just speculation on what I think, but maybe after Ulasil's downfall began and darkness spread and engulfed Ulasil and Ulasil fell to ruin, maybe the darkness spread to the other lands, and this is when the undead started to crop up into existence. So maybe that could have been the timeline in which the lands could have become infected. Well, not infected, but you get what I'm trying to say. And undead started happening in Boulder Fell as well. Maybe they were exposed to the darkness just like Ulasil was. And a word about the Okay, just think about the primordial serpents for a second. That's Framt and Caith. Just think about them. Hold that thought. Now, when you venture into the garden and you go to the Moonlight Butterfly boss, where else in Lordran have you encountered a Moonlight Butterfly? As we all know, that's the Crystal Caves. And what are the Crystal Caves usually assigned with? Seath. Now, what was the Moonlight Butterfly doing there? I'm not too sure. Whether it was protecting the Divine Ember, or searching for the Divine Ember, or it could have been just there. I honestly don't know why it was in the garden, but just the fact that these Moonlight Butterflies are found in that Moonlight Butterfly was found in the forest is a link to Seath, I believe, and the Divine Ember. And also, what else do you find in the forest that's linked to Seath? Two things actually: Dusk and Crystal Golems. Crystal Golems are what I believe a product of Seath's experiments, probably trying to make crystalline beings to well, I don't know what their purpose was, but he himself was trying to create a new life through the medium that is crystal. As Seath believed that the medium crystal could be used as a strong bond between soul and reality. That's why he infatuated himself and delved deeper into the crystal arts to try figure out the reality of the dragon's immortality and how he himself could gain everlasting immortality and become an everlasting dragon. That's what I believe Seath was after. And so when you kill, there are the normal blue crystalline golems outside where Havel is locked up. We'll talk about Havel another time. But after that you defeat the Hydra, and when you beat the Hydra and go into the cave, there is the golden crystalline golem, which Dusk is found in. Now, as you know, back in Ulasil, after you defeated Manus, you found Dusk there, lost after losing her sense due to the panic and the chaos that she had experienced in the Abyss. Or she didn't really have much to say, but even she recalls when you meet her in Darkroot Garden that a stranger, a mysterious warrior saved her from the darkness, and that being you, the Blair character. And why do you think... No, let me rephrase that. Who usually imprisons people and captures them for his experiments? That's Seath as well, as evidenced by her being found in one of his crystal golems. Whether we are assuming that they are all under his control and that he made them, as seen by the crystal caves, and that he is the man in charge of the Duke's archives and all these experiments, and also the maidens that are turned by his experiments in the archives as well are evidence of that. So I guess he sends out these golems to get specimens to trap them and bring them back to his archives for experiments. So if that's the case, then probably after darkness fell, or after the spread of darkness began, Seath started to make his moves. He started to look for discoveries and ways and gathering data through these things. And I guess since Ulasil was the origin of the outbreak of darkness, then I guess he could also have been in charge of Ulasil's downfall and ruin after Manus was destroyed, because you would believe that I don't know. Actually, here's something that caught my mind. Big Ed Logan tells you that after you buy all these sorceries, he tells you that he believes that Seath truly was a true undead. True undead in the sense that he was everlasting. He did not age, he did not die, and you could do all his wounds would heal instantly after receiving damage. So he believed that Seath is a true undead. So let me try to retrace my thought. If that's the case, though, there was the primordial crystal in the Seath boss fight. Logan even tells you before, if you talk to him, that if you ever want to stand a chance against Seath and his power, you have to destroy the crystal. The crystal is the source of his power. And what else? Think about it. Primordial crystal, primordial serpents. That's the link I wanted you to hold on to. I'm not sure, though, how these two words are linking the serpents and this crystal. As you look back into the past, in the intro, there were things that people, for example, the lords were known for. It's known that Gwyn and Nito and the Witch of Izalith and her daughters did all these things to defeat the dragons. For example, Gwyn used his bolts to peel their scales. The Witch of Izalith and her daughters weaved firestones to burn the arch-trees in their homes, and Nito unleashed a miasma of death and decay. But then Seath is known. The reason why Seath is mentioned is because he betrayed his own. Why would that be so important to mention? And this is why I think so. I think that the primordial crystal was the essence that gave dragons their scales. And we all know from the description of the dragon scale is that these are the scales that granted dragons everlasting life. So Seath, being a scaleless dragon, was not immortal. Whether he was born that way, we do not know. But either way, Seath seemed to have been an outcast, as if you read his soul's description, they say the albino dragon Seath. And if you look at society, anomalies such as Seath were not really accepted, they were more frowned upon. And I would assume that a scaleless albino dragon would not be accepted in the society of the everlasting dragons, and Seath could not live this way. And so when they mention that Seath betrayed his own, I think this is when Seath had stolen the primordial crystal. Therefore the dragons had nothing to regenerate their everlasting scales that gave them everlasting life. That's what I believe. So as Seath stole the crystal, that's when Gwyn decided to peel away their scales, and they lost their immortality, and therefore they managed to kill them. That's my take on Seath's betrayal. That's what I think it's really all about. Excuse me. So I think Seath could have been Seath could have aided in a way in Ulasil's downfall. I think that's also a possibility. Now on to something else. Now, okay, in the last video I'd like to put across that I did make a mistake in saying that you found the magic ember in the garden, and what I'd meant to say is you find the enchanted ember in the garden. And the reason why this is so important in the link of Ulasil and the Darkroot Forest is that if you read the item description of the ember, it says this is a mystical, ancient source of magic. This fire originated from the past. This fire originated from Ulasil. And why would you find this ember elsewhere? This has to be the same ember that was in Ulasil. And those sleeping stone giants could have been the protectors of the forest of Ulasil, as the armor seems similar, but the weapon does not. And what other similarities are there? And the stone armor's the stone armor's description states that this is armor imbued in deep ancient magic. I'm not quoting word for word, but that's generally what the description says. So I don't know. I think you can get where I'm trying to head with this analysis of mine. And I hope that you've got speculations of your own, and if you have any written facts, please feel free, link me and educate me as well, as we are all in this together. As you know, monsters with grapple attacks, if you do, well, I use keyboard and mouse, so if I press the left hand weapon, right hand weapon, then you do get out of the grapple much faster. Let that be known to everyone. Okay, back to other things. Why the Divine Ember though is located in that place, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the Divine Ember had to do with Ulasil, and why there's a moonlight butterfly next to it. I'm not sure. I'll do more research on that till the next video. Let's see. Oh yes, when you do take back the enchanted ember, it is to the blacksmith in New Londo. He does tell you that he has never seen this type of flame before, not even in Vinheim. And Vinheim is known for its dragon school, and that's the school of magic. And even a blacksmith from Vinheim, does not know of such an ember. Where else was magic most renowned for? Ulysses. So that's my reference on this different time frame. And of course, the grave of Artorias. Sif, the Grey Wolf, protects this grave, and this, of course, being because Artorias, I can't say sacrificed himself, but Artorias protected Sif when they encountered each other in the abyss, and that's how Artorias lost his strong hand, his sword hand, and was, I guess, fell to the abyss as he was not fighting at full capacity anymore. So I guess, I don't know, he could have made a pact with the beasts of the abyss. He could have succumbed to temptation, or he could have just been defeated. I'm not too sure on that. I'll check on it later. Also, another interesting thing. When you defeat Sith and get Sith's soul that you could use to make the great sword of Artorias, you go to the back of the gravestone, and what do you find there? The hornet ring. And the hornet ring belonged to Lord's Blade Kirin. And after Artorias fell, the one person who stood by Artorias' grave indefinitely was Lord's Blade Kirin. So whether finding the hornet ring there indicates that she died there, I'm not sure, as there is no corpse. Maybe she could have left it there as a memory of their time together as the four knights of Lord Gwyn. Not sure, but I'm really trying my best to link the fact that Ulasil and the Darkroot Forest are one and the same. And I guess that's pretty much all I've got for this video. And I guess in the next video, since I'm sorry I hadn't really done much in this one besides running around picking up a few things here and then, playing a little bit of PvP, I will go do the Hydra boss fight. I will go kill the Black Knight, and I will go rescue Dusk and hopefully kill Sif. Sorry. That's what I hope to do in the next video, and I guess that next video will conclude our talk about Ulasil and the Darkroot Forest, as I think I'll be done with the forest as a whole for the time being. Thank you for listening to me for this long, and hope to see you again in more Dark Souls videos. Check you out, guys. See you soon.
空風と交差してゆくよパニックの園へ景色逆さになると愉快さ山さえお尻に見える悩む時間はないよどこかに潜むびっくりに会いたいからチャラヘチャラ頭から棒の方が夢詰め込めるチャラヘチャラ笑顔ウルトラセットで今日もあいあいあいあいチャラヘチャラ何が起きても気分はヘロヘロカッパチャラヘチャラ胸がパチパチするほど騒ぐ元気だなファキファキ光る雲を突き抜け Fly away 体中に広がるパノラマ顔を蹴られた地球が怒って火山を爆発させる溶けた氷の中に恐竜